Hey, what is up, players? Welcome to episode 68 of Player Life. It is Wednesday, the 24th of February. Um, Hope you all are well. Yeah. So today I want to talk about shit tests. So I'm having to. I'm not even. YouTube's funny because I'm not even sure what I'm allowed to post and what I'm not, because they've been kind of messing with my thumbnails. Like they've been kind of deleting, not posting my thumbnails. I'm having to rewrite headings and I think my headings, the titles are pretty milk toast. They're not even, but I don't even think I'm allowed to use words like feminism. I don't know, like I've had to like change them around. I mean, so I'm having to like do this like put X's in between so the algorithms can't pick up on these words. It's crazy. Obviously, channels like mine are blacklisted right off the bat. So I don't know. It's weird. Like when I wasn't having trouble with the thumbnails at the start, but now I am. I'm having to like really watch like what I say, or like it won't. I'll add the thumbnail and it just won't add it. I'll have to change things. I'll have to. It's crazy. I already got a strike on my channel like from way back from posting like another like thumbnail that I didn't. It wasn't like nudity or anything, but they said it was. I appealed it, but I don't know. It is what it is. Anyway, so today I want to talk about shit tests, because a lot of guys don't understand how many, first of all, what shit tests are and what women do to separate the beta males from the alpha males. They'll constantly like test you before, to separate. And today I have a real like good example of that. Um, Really good example. It just happened yesterday. It's like almost a perfect example. It's happened to me many times before, but this one was from a dating app. But uh, it's just amazing how these girls will, you know, if you stay in your frame, they will, they'll either bail or they'll do 180 degree and get on board with what you're saying. But yeah, I just want to share some stuff from some meme myself. Not a meme, but let me get it up. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, so I don't know. Just women posting their L's always has some pretty good stuff, but this says some Chad in a gym says this guy asked this guy to put on a mask on at the gym. It's not even dangling from his chin. His responses were as follows: "You Democrat fat fuck." Number two, "I probably only fuck guys that need to use strap-ons." Number three, "I wish someone like him would touch me." What a Chad! What a Chad! Look at the first comment. Just wear the damn thing. You know, it's just hilarious. It's such tyranny. Ah, God. I mean, these like Karens of the world just constantly bitching about shit. And just having hissy fits when they don't get their way. Know your worth in the house. What is up, my man? What is good? What is good? We got surprise plays in house. What's up, man? What is up? Yeah, I guess like it's like when these Karens don't get their way, they have like hissy fits. I don't know. Like there just needs to be a pushback against these idiots. What's another one? Yeah. So yeah, Zuby. I really like Zuby's what Zuby tweets out. he says some pretty base shit. Tyranny is always masked as being for the greater good. Um, the independent.co.uk says, not a single case of flu detected in England this year. Not a single case of the flu detected. I mean, it's just like it's such a clown world. It's such a clown world. I have no I just have no tolerance for people who are still buying into this beer bug shit. They're just like they're irredeemable dumb fucks. They're just seriously irredeemable. They they don't deserve any forgiveness. If there's ever if anyone if you ever turn this ship around, these idiots. That's just an impossible statistic. I mean, it's so obviously an absolute scam. A year later, crazy. Yo, yo, yo. Javier in the house. What is up? What is good? Yeah, I don't know. It's just madness. Like, not even one case. Yeah, you can never get enough of these memes. Stop oppressing me. Oh my God, me too. Women are so oppressed in society. So oppressed. You know, it, when do you ever see women like breaking their backs down, like fixing, basically building everything, like doing like, oh man, like I don't know. There needs to be a pushback. There just does. It's just so funny, so funny. MLD posting. So lucky to be in Japan. Women are so feminine. Like MLD says, Japanese hottie here in Tokyo being feminine as fuck. American women are the pigs of the earth. Low class, obese, STD ridden, manly, debt laden. The list goes on and on. Can't disagree with that's pretty spot on. Pretty like 100%. It's just like even like even the Western. Not only it kind of gotta say it's not only Western women. It's like I keep saying it's women from the Anglosphere, from Western countries like Australia, New Zealand, America, Canada, uh, England, Ireland. The English speaking countries. There's a pandemic of entitled Karens, like an absolute pandemic. And yeah, it's going to be glorious. Like personally, I don't think we're going to like turn the ship around. Like it's I think it's just going to get actually worse. Like women are going to deteriorate more and more in Western countries. They're not going to like learn their lesson and just start to become feminine again and not stop hating men. No, it's going to get worse, like definitely, before it gets better. But yeah, it's like it's going to be enjoyable to see them like suffer for it's always enjoyable to see karma like play out. If you don't enjoy seeing karma play out, you're full of shit. Like you're full of shit. Like I don't believe in this do gooder shit. Like everyone loves to. It's human nature to enjoy seeing people suffer for doing wrong. Like if you do something wrong and you pay the price, it's kind of satisfying. Like I'm sad. I get satisfied when we've all had it. We've had it happen to us where we've defied good advice from friends, family, and then we pay the price. But then we've seen when we give good advice to friends or family or whoever, and then they don't take your advice, and then they pay the price. Um, I've seen it happen a million times. Karma's real. It's like the laws of the universe or whatever. Javier says, "Let the plane of Karens crash." Indeed. Yes, indeed. Let the plane crash. Yeah, it's going to be a slow crash, though. It's not going to be one of those things where, like, oh yeah, they're just going to wake up to the error of their ways and their entitlement. Um, you know, it, the thing is, like, women are naturally like solipsistic. That means they're not. It's basically the polite word for being narcissistic, except it's narcissism is more of a condition. It's like where, but solipsism is females' natural state. So, um, and it's kind of an evolutionary survival, because these women have to kind of think for themselves, think for their offspring to survive basically. Because if men get ostracized from the tribe, we will. Not every man. There's like weak men out there, but in the past, men have a far higher chance of surviving. We're able to fend for ourselves reasonably well. The average man would be, but women pretty much have no hope. I mean, like this has even been proven in social experiments where even those bullshit reality TV shows, but some of them have been interesting where they go on a desert island and they'd separate the men and the women into different groups, and the men would fend for themselves, build up teamwork, work together, build up a campfire, build up a you know um arrange food, figure out how to get food, water, shelter. The women just like completely have to be like complete failure, like complete and utter failure. Like they have to be rescued and stuff. Like if that was in a real life situation, it would end up not surviving. Like I mean, it's pretty obvious. I mean, you know, basically the female is no match for the wilderness. Like, and it's so funny because women will be like, so oh yeah, we're the ones that are at one with nature. Men need to become one with Mother Nature. Like it's men that are the ones that are able to understand nature and survive in hostile conditions. But yeah, I'm going on a bit of a rant, but you get my point. You get my point. Yeah. So yeah, I missed last night's show because as I say before, sometimes that's going to happen because uh, booty calls, women, things like that. That's what I do. So, well, it's most of the time I'm going to be live streaming. But yeah, I was supposed to be doing a live stream with Troy Francis tonight, and instead we moved it to next Tuesday. So we're gonna talk. I'm gonna talk with Troy Francis about game in this kind of in the lockdown era. Um, yeah. But yeah, so yesterday I I mashed with it. I'll just show. I'll just share the screen. Let me get this up. Let me get this up. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So I matched with this girl on Bumble, and she's pretty hot. Said her. She says I'll read out what her Bumble said. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I matched with her on Bumble. She messaged me. She says, "Good morning. What are you up to today?" That's a good sign because it's like she's asking, "What are you doing today?" It implies that she might want to meet. And then I said, "I have a meeting at 11 a.m., but I'm mostly free after that. How about you?" She says, "I don't have any meeting, just got lots of calls. I'm a newbie recruiter, so it's quite some work for me." Um, Look, I'm not so good at texting. Do you want to meet up for a chat over coffee at the weekend? I said, hey, add me online then. My ID is, yeah. So that's obviously, that shows like super high interest. The fact that she wanted to meet up for a coffee. Like, I didn't even ask her. Usually I'm the one that has to like go and ask them. Okay, so let's get into so I added her she added me on online, another messaging app. She says, "Hey, I'm Kate from Bumble." I said, "Hey, Kate, what are you up to today?" She says, "Just working as usual, but it's so warm and sunny today. I'm super happy about it." Yeah, so it was actually nice and warm in Tokyo. It was like 21 degrees. It was like, damn, it was so nice. But yeah, today's cold again. So she says, "I got a cat. He loves it as much as I do. How's your day been?" Um, da, da, da. Sunbathing. LOL. Nice. I didn't even, I didn't even ask her. I did. You can see I'm kind of. I didn't even reply to her actually. I just kind of. I did anyway. So, hey, what are you up to today? So I messaged her again. So she says nothing much. I just said coffee. She says gonna head to Roppongi for dinner at 5:30. And then, let me go back. So she says, sure, where at? And then I said, sounds like a date, because to her, because she said she's going for dinner at 5:30. And then I said Musashi Koyama. She says, where at? I said Musashi Koyama Station. That's near where I live. So it's funny because she didn't actually reply to that when I said sounds like a date. If she's going for dinner, Roppongi is kind of a nightlife, kind of fancy, expensive area in Tokyo. So it's definitely a date spot. So she said, "Can we meet somewhere midway, Roppongi or Shibuya?" So this is the shit test. This is where these women try and separate the beta males from the alpha guys. You know what I mean? This is like, because most guys will be like, "Oh, okay, I'll meet you midway." They'll think, "Oh, I don't want to ruin this. I want to, I don't want to ruin my chances. If I keep pushing, she'll ignore me. Things like that. It's a scarcity mindset when guys like fall for this trap. Um, so I said, no, I stay in my frame. I say Musashi Koyama is better. Yeah, I have no intention of going halfway because I know that I just understand women too well. I understand female nature. That's the best thing about being, RP aware. That's the best thing about having game. You understand female nature. You stop wasting time. You stop going on these like, you know, you stop losing frame. You stop going on these pointless dates. You can almost read women before you even meet them. Um, so I said Musashi Koyama is better. So I'm just like kind of, so then I said, do you think I just want to fuck or something? Um, I'm just kind of like, putting it out there, just to like see how she responds. I'm kind of toying with her. And then she says, yeah, you read my mind. And then I said, haha, let me guess, you're over that stage in your life. By the way, this girl just turned 24. Yeah, so I was just kind of like, some of these girls will like, I was kind of testing her. I was like, like, I wonder will she say yes? Because like some of these girls will like, they'll admit it and they'll think, they'll still think that, that'll like kind of, be all right with guys. Like they'll admit, yeah, I've been there. I've slept around. I've banged all the Chad guys. So, I'm tired of it. I want the nice beta guy now. Yeah, kind of thing. So I was trying to see if she would go down that road, but she said, "No, handsome. I have no prob with what you want." And then she says, "I just don't know you." So I said, come get to know me over coffee then, smiley face. And she says, it's so far. Let's meet somewhere halfway. Again with the shit test. I'm telling you, this is what women do. She's seeing how, how well I'm going to stay in my frame. And she might not even be doing this consciously. She's doing this subconsciously. Um, you know? So it's like it's not like, oh, I'm gonna see if this guy is a beta or an alpha. No, like that's kind of like in the subconscious. So she's trying to get me to meet halfway, and it's like, as I said before, the guys that aren't, that beta guys will like, oh, I don't want to lose this opportunity to meet a girl. I'm gonna, I don't want to miss this opportunity. Oh my god, I'm gonna meet a girl for coffee. I better go. It's like so. I just said, where are you now? I want to see where she was in Tokyo. So I like, because she said she was so far. So I wanted to see where she was, so that in case, like, because she said she was going to Roppongi. I want to see where. So she said she was in Kitasenju. So that actually is pretty far. It actually was. But so, so then I said, then it's harder to talk you back to my place. I meant to say take. LOL, take you. So then I just went balls to the wall and sent her a hot dude photo. It's just a photo. I'm not fully naked, by the way. I'm wearing boxers. Like I don't send fully naked photos, but I'm yeah. I've been told that girls like this photo. I mean, it's a good photo. I'm pretty ripped at this point. This was during the summer. I had a good, very good physique. It's not as good now because I had to take a bit of a break from because I tweaked my neck. I had an old neck injury from doing I got hit by a car basically, and I kind of tweaked it doing muscle ups. So I'm back working out again, but I'm not so keen. I'm not. Muscle ups are cool, and they're really hard to do, but it's kind of maybe it's easy. They're also easy to get injured on. So I'm just doing normal pull ups and or ordinary calisthenics. I'm not trying to look cool. I'm just trying to stay fit. Anyway, so I sent her that photo, and she says immediately after, maybe we can meet after my dinner around 7. So I said, sure, let's meet at Musashi Koyama Station at 7:30 then. She says, okay. I said, thumbs up. And just before I'm about to leave my house, I often do this, like even though like the station's like less than 10 minutes away from my house, and I usually go on my bike, so it's like 2 minutes. I always like check because I just do because I don't want to go there and even like be them not show up or them be really late and me just hanging around. So it's something that you could do. You just shoot them a message 5 to 10 minutes before and say, "Are you on your way?" Or you can say, "Oh, I'm going to be 5 minutes late." If you want to sound like cool about it. And then she says, "Yeah, I'll be there at 7:44." So it's good that I did that because she's going to be 15 minutes late. So I would have been hanging out. So I didn't leave. So then she said, which exit should I go? I said, come to the east exit. So yeah, I went there and I met her. I arrived exactly on time. She came out of the exit the exact same time I arrived. And yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. She was really pretty hot. I mean, she was wearing she was coming out of the subway station, so she was wearing the face mask. But I just she had an amazing figure, really nice figure. Um, Obviously her name was not Japanese, so I was like one of the first questions I asked her. So where are you from? And turns out she was Vietnamese. But damn, yeah. So I've only met one Vietnamese before, but yeah. So but so she comes out and it's like Japan is still it has this state of emergency, even though it's not really. But and it's 7:44, and most of the places around there close at like 8 p.m. But so one of the first things she says is, "Oh yeah, I'm a little bit tipsy because I was like drinking wine and I was eating steak." And oh, it was so funny because she was clearly like she was obviously on a date. Like it's so good being red pill. Like it's so funny. Like it really is that clear cut. Like it is like beta bucks, alpha fucks. It really is. Like it sounds like, oh, that's not reality. Girls really aren't like that. You know these blue pill guys. Girls aren't like that. They're all sweet. They're all like, they're not. They don't do that. It's all like, it's all bullshit. But it really is like it really is that women really do that. They go on dates with the beta guys, just to kill time, just to get free meals, just be entertained basically. And they'll set up a date after for the alpha guy if they're feeling horny, and they will do this. And she did admit, she told me she was on a date. Reluctantly, I had to kind of had to kind of coax it out of her, but eventually I did. um First she told me it was her colleague, but and then it was later when um it was later that I got the truth out of her when we got on well. But yeah, so we went. Like I said, there was no places really, open. So usually what I do is I just go for a coffee. Like instead, I don't. I'll take them for coffee. I'll get them comfortable, make them put them at ease, make them know I'm not like because sometimes you have to do that just to put them at ease. You're going to a man's house. They need to know that you're not like a serial killer, or you're not a psychopath, and you need to build that attraction. You need to you need to lay the groundwork. It's good to do that sometimes, not like rush in. But anyway, I knew immediately when I met this girl, I knew that we didn't even need to go for coffee. Like it was like because I'd already passed her shit tests, because you saw the messages. You saw how I dealt with it. She was asking me to meet halfway, not once but twice. Like I said, a lot of guys will absolutely not. They'll have the scarcity mindset. They'll be afraid of losing a date, and they will they'll comply, and they'll go and meet the girl halfway. And then what'll happen? They'll have a coffee, and then what'll happen when you're finished having coffee? You didn't pass her shit test in the first place, so chances are she's going to make an excuse and say that she has something else to do. She has another plan, and she'll go and bang the chat. She'll go to her next option. The more alpha guy, the guy who kept frame in the text messages, the guy who said who sent her the 6 pack, good looking selfie. You know what I mean? Um, and there's no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. Like looks matter like so much when it comes to on dating. Like so much. There's no way around it. Like, there's the quality, there's things, the better you make yourself, the more you looks max, easier it's gonna be. Like we have to be honest about this. Like we really do, like we need to like be honest. Like you can make up for things in different ways in real life. Like I'm still an advocate of real life. Like it's just cold approach in real life is you're gonna get hotter women. Um Unless you're like in the top 10% of guys in terms of looks. Like those guys that are in the top 10%, and they can just clean up like online. but it doesn't mean you can't get some either if you maximize your profile. But it's not like it does. Looks do matter, like 100%. To be honest, I need to. My profile is all right. I don't think it's maxed out. I'm kind of lazy, guys. I'm a there's things I could do to improve my profile. You know, honestly, I'm always the one behind the camera. I like taking photographs. If you ever see my Instagram, you'll know that. I go on. I like taking photographs, especially erotic photographs of of hot chicks. But I'm never the one. I don't like being photographed, to be honest. I don't like feel comfortable in front of a camera. But I should do. Honestly, it's 100% worth it. You know, fixing your fitness, and going to the gym, getting whether you workout, go you run, you lift weights, do whatever. You need to work out. You need to be involved. You need to be getting yourself in physical shape. You need to be dressing well. You need to be fashion conscious, and then get a photographer, get someone who knows how to use a camera, get someone who, yeah, like someone who's good, someone who not only someone who will tell you basically what to do. Because like I said, I'm not really, I don't feel comfortable in front of a camera, but a good photographer will tell you what to do. They'll take the right photos. They'll keep taking photos, and they'll take a lot of photos, and they'll pick the best ones. Because it's a lot of time the secret to good photography, getting nice photos, is taking a lot of photos. But if you're gonna do online dating, you really should, you know you might as well do it right, because if you're wasting a lot of time, and you're not going to get as many hot women if you don't maximize it. We got Federico Monticelli, boy, my man in Tokyo. He's the Tokyo resident Chad. Yeah, Bumble, nice for Easy Fox. Yeah, it's Bumble is the app that foreign guys use in Japan, and that girls that want foreign guys use in Japan. So it's not a bad app. It's especially in Japan. Like, if I compare it to Tinder, I have pretty much the same profile. I have the same photos, same write up, same bio in Tinder and Bumble. Tinder's like it's like a ghost. It almost does. It's almost not. It's not worth using. It's just I don't know what is it is. I don't know if it could be a bunch of different reasons. It could be like it could be that the algorithm. It could be, personally, I think it's a mixture of both, but it's also that Japanese chicks use it. And I've said this probably maybe 100 times since I've been doing live streams. Like ordinary Japanese girls are not into foreign guys. They were not their type. You see this hair, see this beard, see, like, just the facial structure. That's not what the ordinary Japanese girl finds attractive. Just look at the K-pop stars, look at the J-pop stars. Some of them, and don't mean to be, some of them look almost like like extreme. Well, I think to the Western society, they would be considered gay. They look gay. Like, they dress like very flamboyant, very effeminate. They're very soft facial features. But my point is, like, the reason I don't think Tinder works is because it's advertised in Japan. Like, Japanese people use it. Like, it's not like known. It's not an app where, like, oh, you're gonna find foreigners on it. Bumble 100% is. It's 100% of the girls on it are looking for foreign guys, because they're all their profiles are in English, all of them. So the only girls I match with on Tinder are girls with their profiles in English, and that's like less than 1%. So you could swipe 100 times, it'll be less than that. So yeah, but yeah, Federico is 100%. Bumble is definitely a good app for foreigners in Japan. Still, real life is better. Like it just is. But um, you know, these apps will also, when you're successful on them, they'll also make you kind of lazy. That's not a good thing. So it is, when apps work, it is easier, but the quality of woman will be less, in my opinion. But the reason they're worth using and the reason they're worth maximizing is because they will come through. Yeah, that you'll catch ones, even if you're not maximizing your profile, and you're most likely gonna catch the odd one coming through, unless your profile is like hideously bad. Um, Javier says, I have met a girl halfway and fumbled miserable due to scarcity mindset in the past. But since running more game, I pass more shit tests than before. Yeah, man. You just learn this as you go along, you know. Um, you definitely kind of teach yourself. That's why like being active, taking action, like interacting with women in real life is like better than consuming content, because you will learn, unless you're a real idiot. Um, and there are, to be honest, there are most people are idiots. So most people are real dumb. So a lot of people don't learn, to be honest. But if you're smart, you should learn. Um, Federico says, "Let's go get some better photos, Mac." Yeah, we need to. Yeah, I need to get some better photos. I have some photos, but it's always good to you know update your photos, be taking good photos. You have to become a little bit of a narcissist. Like it's worth it. Like it is worth it. You will actually, it will get you more pussy. That's a fact. That is a fact. Like the better you look, the less you need game. That sounds crazy. It's a fact. Like when it comes, like, obviously you need game. You need to be RP aware to like not like get screwed over later in life. Not only with women but with everything. But when it comes down to getting laid, you know, um, it makes things so much easier the better you look. It just opens so many doors. Um, the worse you look, the more you have to make up for it in other ways. You're gonna have to, like, if you're a 5 out of 10 in terms of looks, you know, in terms of fashion, in terms of all that, you know, you're gonna have to make up for it with insanely good like communication skills, and then on top of that, you're gonna have to have like maybe money, but I don't know. Um, you're gonna have to have game. Like the worse you look, the better your game has to be. Basically, like the more average you are, you have to. It's you might not think it's fair, but it that's the way it is. If you can make things a lot easier for yourself by dressing well, by being fashion conscious, and by going exercising and making yourself as physically fit, athletic as possible. You know, figure out what kind of body you would like, what is your idealized. Think about what would you like to look like. What is your potential? Imagine what, like, think about what would your ideal look be. Obviously, if you're 5'8" and you're like, oh, I want to be 6'3", it's like, no, there's no point in thinking like that, because it's like a stupid goal to have, because it's impossible. But if you're 5'8" and and you're like a little overweight, you can be like, okay, I want to get shredded, be athletic, have like a 6-pack, more than a 6-pack, like an 8-pack, on a ripped biceps, things that are goals that are possible. Everyone should have like an ideal, like what would I like to look like, you know it's important. Hey, Javier says, good photos from a photo shoot is a show of HVM, high value male with expendable income. Exactly. um and they need to be like, the photos need to have variety. They can't just be like, doing like in the same outfit, doing different things. It has, each photo, you should have like 5 photos, um and each photo should have a different outfit. in it doing a different thing, different activity. Um, because you're basically selling. It's an advert. It's an advertisement. You know, you're selling yourself. That's what it is. Like the better you sell yourself, the more matches you're gonna get, and the more sex you're gonna get. And yeah, if you're not a complete dunce, because some guys, you know, some guys will get the matches, but they, when they don't have game, that's where that's where they'll trip up. They'll start going on these dates. They'll start entering the girl's frame. He'll say, "Oh, can you meet me at my station?" And she say, "Oh, it's too far." And then he'll be like, "Oh, okay, where's good for you?" And then she'll suggest a spot, and he'll go there, and he didn't pass the shit test, so it's already too late. Um, so that's why game is important. That's why understanding female nature is important. Um, Javier says you should do a video on looks maxing. LOL. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. Good idea. Federico says if you rely too much on apps, you do sidestep the risk of rejection, and it makes you a bit of a lazy pussy. Exactly. Yep. I 100% agree with that. Like you can become way too reliant on applications. It's not a good idea. It's like, even if apps work for you, it's still good. You still need to keep your game sharp by doing cold approach. Because it just becomes too easy if um it's just much different. It's a lot different in real life. Cold approaching a woman is so much harder than swiping on a dating app. And the funny thing is, it's not even that hard. But for a lot of guys, it seems hard. That's the problem with it. A lot of guys think that it's a lot harder than it actually is. But they're intimidated by it, and that's exactly why they should do it. Um, it's kind of like, there's nothing like impressive really. There's nothing really that impressive about getting women from a dating app. It's like, yeah, whatever, you did a foot, yeah, okay, well done, you did it, you looks maxed, you got some good photos, you know, and then plus some guys are just naturally genetically good looking, so, or they might not even have like they might not even have to look max. They just take a selfie. They're just lucky, like they've won the genetic lottery. So it's not that like impressive. Like I'm not impressed by when guys are successful on dating apps. It's like, but there is something to be said when a guy can be successful with doing day game, doing night game, whatever, picking up girls in real life. That's real pimp level. That's some real pimp shit. When you can get girls, when you can lay girls on the first date from day game, that's good stuff. But same things apply, it's like, the better looking you are, the easier it is to open the doors. The easier it is. You can mess it up. Like the thing is, if you don't have good game, you can like easily, you can mess it up by girls will still shit test you, but it just becomes easier. So I'm not going to be like, oh, one of these guys that says there's a magic script, you just say this, and it doesn't matter what you look like, game is the most important thing. Nah, looks do matter. Like looks like are the initial, like that's what opens the door. That's what like girls will just like, because girls make a split second decision. Like when you first like approach them, they're like, you'll either pass, you'll either qualify or not. And she might be on the fence, and that's where game comes in. That's where game is really important. Like, but that's why I'm never gonna pretend to guys that you can just let your looks slide. It's always gonna be a thing. Like, it just is. Females care about looks just as much as guys do. Um, uh, Javier says, "Does age affect how effective your game is?" I mean, I don't know how. It doesn't. I don't think age matters. I mean, it depends on what like age group you're going for. I mean, it depends if you're like. It depends. It depends on what girl you're going for. Um, like if you're, I think you're 18, Javier. If you're 18 and you don't physically qualify, if you go for like a 27-year-old woman, it obviously depends on the woman, but on the chick that you're going for. But sometimes it's just like there's a 27, she's just going to have no sexual attraction for an 18-year-old. It's because it's like women tend to date older guys. So you need to have seriously fire game. That's why like money, muscles, game. They're all important. So it's not impossible, but it depends on the age group. Like I mean, you're 18, so you can like you're going to be able to get other 18-year-olds. So if your game is fire, why would you be going for? You wouldn't be going for 27-year-olds anyway. But you know, I mean, I wish I had game when I was 18. Holy shit. The amount of pussy I left on the table, like it's not worth thinking about. But it's just funny now because I'm like 32 years old, and yeah, it's like I'm banging like 21-year-olds that I know for a fact, you know, I wouldn't have had a chance with back when I was 21, due to the fact that my game sucked. I didn't understand female nature. I wouldn't have passed the shit tests. I just didn't think certain things were possible. You know, when I was 21, I wouldn't have had the confidence to invite a girl back to my house during the day. I was in Ireland. I've talked about this before, where I didn't think you could do like coffee dates and bang on the same date. I thought the game was so weak that I thought it might be too awkward, or how could you bang without alcohol? That concept to me now is so unbelievably stupid. Like it's so foreign to me now. So whenever whenever I heard, I recently one of my friends said it to me over an old friend. Sometimes I keep in contact with old friends or whatever, and they said like we were talking about dating, talking about chicks, and he was like, well, oh, it's really tough during these like lockdown times. There's no bars up, and I was like, well, what do you need bars up? Just take them for a coffee date. And he's like, what do you mean take them for a coffee date? There's no alcohol in the you can't drink. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you need drink for? He was like, well, it's just I can't express my personality when I'm not drinking. And I was like, and then I just said to him, well, if you need drink, that means your game is shit. Like I just said it to him because I don't have the patience for like, or I said you've no game, and then he said something like, I can't remember what he said, but he basically was like rebelling against what I had said, and I didn't say anything controversial. I just said you've no game, and then he disagreed with that, and I said no, your game is fucking shit. If you need alcohol uh, to get women, that means you don't have game. It's not that your game is shit. You just don't even have it. You know what I mean? And that's a fact. And then anyway, I tried to I told him like just you take these girls on coffee dates, and you take them back to yours after. And he said, well, it's like, where am I going to take them on a coffee date? And I said, well, is there any coffee shops near your house? And he was like, yeah, there's a Starbucks. I was like, what the hell are you? There's a star. Of course, you just invite them to the Starbucks. And then he said, well, the Starbucks is too far from the city center. And then I said, What do you mean it's too far from the city center? You just said the Starbucks is beside your house. And he said, yeah, but I can't invite them out here. It's too far from the city. They're not going to come out. It's going to be too suspicious for me to invite. I'm just telling you this, guys, to show you how little game the average guy has out there. This guy thought it would be too suspicious to invite a girl to out near where he lives. This is the average guy. This isn't like a guy with, like, most guys have this level of poor game skills, like absolutely no game. Um, but yeah, it's just insane that, yeah. But then I kind of have to go easy on him because it's like I used to be like this. I can relate to guys that are like this. Um, you know, um, I used to be like that, so I kind of understand it. And guys think, oh, I'm not gonna like, I'm not gonna have the confidence to like invite her. If you don't have the confidence to invite a girl to a coffee shop during the daytime, you got some serious work to do. Like some serious work to do. You got some serious mental issues, like mental blocks. But then again, like I was like that. It sounds hard. It's hard to believe, but that's why, like, you know, I kind of have empathy for guys like that because I was a we're all products of our environment to some degree. To some degree, but you can surpass it. But he's basically a product of his environment. I kind of grew out of it, learned about game, learned about women, learned what was possible, what wasn't. Uh, you know, I went through university, like 4 years of college. There was 70% women in my college. It was an art college, like, and most of the other guys that were in there were gay. So it was like pussy heaven. Like I could have, and I went through the 4 years where I never took a girl to coffee. I never, the only time I hooked up with women was like bars, clubs. Drink was always involved. Unbelievable. Completely like you don't understand how much pussy was left on the table. You do not need alcohol to get women. There's no relation really. Like, I mean, you know, it's just it can loosen them up. It's not. I'm not saying also that, I'm not against alcohol. I'm not against going for drinks with women if you want. But I'm just saying it's equally as possible to go on a lunch date or a coffee date and finish the coffee date and take them back to yours. So long story short, I yeah, I told them, I basically said, you invite them to the coffee shop and you finish the coffee and you walk back to your place. And he just didn't think it was possible. And that's when, you know, and then he said, he was like, it's just easier for you because you're a foreign guy in Japan. And that's where I was like, okay, yeah, we're done with this conversation. We're done. Like, I'm not like, when guys do that to me, when guys, like, say, oh, you're only good at game because, you're a white guy in Japan. It's like, fuck you. Fuck you. This isn't some poor, like, other poor, third world Asian country. It's like I'm not getting women here because, like, I'm a rich white guy. I'm not even rich. I don't, you know what I mean? It's not like that here. The only reason those white guys get, in poorer Asian countries, it would be easier, is because girls think, oh, they're gonna latch onto a white guy because he has money. That's not the case in Japan. Japan is the third largest economy in the world. It's not a poor country, and you can come here and you'll understand that you're not the top of the food chain. Um, you're definitely not. Like, you need game in Japan. Like, you need game. I've talked about it before, where I've said, I understand if you're a below average Western guy and you come to Japan, it will be possible, it will be possible to get a girlfriend, but it won't be possible to be a player if you've no game, if you don't understand women. The reason is because the average Japanese girl is way hotter or in way better shape than the average Western girl. Way better. Average girls here look way better than Western girls. That's just a fact. You don't even have to. You don't even have to have some like fetish for Asian women to. It's not an objective. It's just fact. You come here and you'll see it. Um, they just look better. So below average guys can come here and put in the time and be a beta and be a simp, and they'll get a girlfriend, and people look at that and say, oh, it's so easy for white guys to get for foreign guys, white guys, whatever, to get Japanese girls. No, it's not. If you've no game, I know guys that be here and they get fuck all pussy, they get no pussy, or like they get some here and there because they have no game, they don't understand female nature. um and there's women in Japan that won't touch foreigners with a barge pole. They won't touch. They won't like. They're just like I've said this before, just not their type. There's different beauty standards. The handsome Western guy compared to the handsome Asian guy are two different things. Look it up if you don't believe me. Um, Look up a guy. There's this guy called Jay Park. He's like the Justin Bieber of Asia. Look him up. Like, you know, he's in good physical condition, but his face is extremely feminine. This is the kind of face that Asian women like idealize. But you constantly see it. Even if Federico's in the chat right here, and we talk about how often we see the most unbelievably hot Japanese girls walking around with like really feminine, like, you know, Western, in terms of Western standards, they'd definitely be considered like beta males physically. Like, you see it all the time. You see gorgeous Japanese women walking around but they just prefer that kind of softer, cutesy look. It's just not a thing. But then on the other hand, you'll have the Japanese girls that love foreign guys. They're more attracted to masculinity, like, the masculine Western look, muscles and like facial hair and whatever. Even the sense of fashion. These girls, and to prove this, Federico in the house right now. You know, we've only known each other a few weeks, and MLD, I've known him, well over a year, and we've crossed. Like, Tokyo has like 30 million people in the city. It's unbelievably big city. You don't meet people when you go out. You don't see people that it's a massive city. But just to show you how much like of a small percentage that small percentage of Japanese women that like foreign guys. Like, I've known Federico a few weeks, and we've already crossed swords with women that from dating apps, from real life. We're like, oh, I know her. I've met her. Federico is gonna meet a chick on Saturday that I met in a club, and he's gonna probably get in there ahead of me. But that's the way it is. That's just that. I'm just trying to prove a point to these idiots, these fucking like little twerps, like, that are afraid to go on coffee dates. And I hate to say, like, some of them are my friends, but that say it's easy because you're a white guy, or some bullshit like that, or because you're a foreign guy. It's not. You need game. You need to understand these women. You need to have the balls to approach. If you're afraid to go on a coffee date with a bitch, you cannot fucking tell anyone shit about anything. You're just a bitch. You need to understand that. Take action, and these women will follow you. They will fucking stay in your frame, and they will fucking they will follow along. They'll be turned on by it. They're used to all these beta guys paying for dinner, doing this, that, and the other. Like, where do you want to meet? What day are you free? No, I'm like, are you free? Like, I'm like, Thursday, 2 p.m. Musashi Koyama Station, my station. Yes or no? That's the way I do it. I don't say like I arrange it so that I can, take them on a date. Like, take them on a date, short coffee date, right back to mine after. Simple. Simplify it down. Stop putting all these barriers between you and sex. Um, yeah, man. Federico's the man. Love you, man. Love you too, bro. We're gonna tear up this city. Tear up this city. Uh, yeah, but today was actually funny. I'll just tell you a short story before I log off. But yeah, no, today another chick I met at same place. It's always the same. You just met her for a coffee at the at my station, and she was really hot and much hotter than the photos. It's a funny thing about a lot of the time I meet these chicks, especially with Japanese chicks. Like I'll meet them and they'll actually be hotter than their profiles. So, because not everyone knows about aesthetics and taking photos, and like they don't always have like you know they just don't always have good photos. Um, Anyway, I was on a date and I knew this girl was down to bang. I was just getting those vibes off her, and I got an email and saying, "Where are you?" I was from my part time. I teach, and I was like, "Oh, I usually don't mess up like that," but I was like, I was about to like we were about to finish coffee and I was about to roll back to my place, but yeah, I had to cut the date short because I was like, yeah, I had to go and teach because I was late, like completely forgot. I thought, yeah, I've lost track of time because I'm only teaching part time right now, and it was funny. I was all right, got to roll, but yeah, so I had to go and teach instead of bang. But something you got to do what you got to do sometimes. Um, yeah. C says, up here, I see the girls are with more manly Japanese men. Um, are you up in Sendai? Is that where you're at? Um, I don't know. It's Sendai. I didn't know. I lived there for a long time. I didn't notice too much of a difference, to be honest. But um, yeah. But Javier says no pussyfooting, direct game. Yeah, you got to be direct. You got to just take. You saw the messages, you know. You saw the messages. She tried to take me into her frame. Tried to get me to come halfway twice. You know, telling you, most guys like that don't have game. I'm telling you, these guys will fall for that. They will go and meet them halfway. I just said no. You got to come to me. No, my area is better. Just like come around. And honestly, this girl was seriously hot, like unbelievably hot. Like I don't want to get banned off YouTube, but I don't think I'll get banned for it. But let me just show you something. Now I said it, I don't want to show it's too maybe a little too explicit, but go on my Instagram, Mac the Day Gamer. Mac the Day Gamer. If you haven't followed it, follow it and just look at my story. This girl was curvy, man. This girl, damn, this so good. It was so good. Check out my story on my Instagram right now. Um uh C says the Garu type. Do you mean Gyaru? Gyaru. Yeah, there's the Gyaru with the long nails, and yeah, I think that's what you mean. Um yeah, there's some hot girls in Sendai, man. There's hot girls everywhere in Japan. Everywhere. It's just like spoiled, man. Honestly, I wouldn't want to. I'm not going to leave the place. They're going to have to drag me out of this country. It'll be a tragic, tragic scene if they kick me out of this country. It's honestly, if you've never been to Japan, you get the opportunity to come here, you got to take it. You'll be pleasantly surprised. You won't want to leave the place. Trust me. If you're a straight man, and like I said, you don't even have to have something for Asian women. But even if you do have a thing for Asian women, god damn, you're definitely not gonna want to leave this place. Holy shit. Yeah, it's just it's It's just spoiled for choice. Like just in a city of like over 30 million, you know, even if you're tapping into like a small percentage, it's just like you're never gonna have your fill of new pussy. It's gonna be you could smash a new girl every day for the rest of your life, and you're still not gonna be like, you know, you're not gonna get through them. It's just you're gonna still be there's still gonna be thousands of girls that you'll never get to smash. Yeah, so the day I lose interest in smashing is the day I lose interest in life. That's a fact. That is a fact. That's why I'm out here. So, that's why you got to take care of your health. Cardio, you know, lifting weights, do whatever. But it's not all about lifting weights. You got to get on cardio because sex is all cardio. You've got good cardio. You'll never tire with these chicks. Good cardio. Don't jerk off. Don't look at porn. You'll be an animal in the room. These girls will come back for more. These girls want to be savaged. They want to be thrown around the room. They want to feel like masculine strength. If you want to make a girl excited, if you want to impress her, like lift her up. Like lift her up during sex. Lift her up. She will be impressed. Like most guys don't do that. Like most guys don't like they're so lazy. Most guys are probably shit at sex. They probably just just bust a nut and finish. And they wonder why these girls don't come back for more. They wonder why. No, you got to make these girls come. You got to make them come. It's even for your own ego. You know what I mean? I don't get these guys are like, oh, I just fuck for myself. Most of the time, like I am fully fucking for myself, but like it's like when I eat pussy, it's like I'm not eating pussy. I'm almost not eating pussy for her, like for her pleasure. I'm eating pussy because I like pussy. Like I'm like you know what I mean? It's just the way it is. There's times where I won't. Like if it's not up to power, I'm not gonna do it. But so you just gotta do what you just gotta lose your inhibitions and just go to town. And when I'm like the girl last night, oh, like she was like 100% like my type, and she knew like she'll be back. Like we had a good time, but yeah, guys, I'm ranting a bit, but as usual, like, comment, subscribe. I will be back tomorrow, Thursday, for another episode of Player Life. Do me a favor, guys. Like, share this if you get a chance. It helps me out. Share this link. Share, whenever I go live, like share wherever. If you use Twitter, whatever, share it on Instagram. Just trying to get get the numbers up, and would be appreciated. So yeah, guys, I will catch you guys tomorrow night for another episode of Player Life. Peace out. Have a good day. Bye bye.